was going to wear a hat today.
You're not allowed to wear a hat. We've had this look, we can't keep going over the same thing. You can't wear hats.
That's exactly what I was going to wear as well. And then I was going to wear a second hat and go, look, I won't put the hat on. Here you go, take the hat.
Yeah, but that's like a cannon and ball comedy sketch.
I know.
Just horse shit.
But that's what I thought would be good.
Right. Well, you ruined it now because someone leave this in. Okay. Everyone's going to know your plan is to wear a hat.
You wait till I wear the hat.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Sunday League Effect with myself and Nick. And this weekend, we're going to break down some more football, hopefully a little bit of banter, and
always got banter.
It won't be as comical as Man United's defending and the fact they can't score. They're useless. It's so funny watching Man United's demise, which is probably where we'll kick off, but we'll give you a little run through what we're going to do. What was you going to say?
I was going to say, the one person I feel bad for in all of that is Garnacho.
Yeah, he missed the hatful.
He had so many opportunities.
Good opportunities as well, but we'll get on to that. Just a little bit of a brief about... I'm really low energy today, so I apologise. I apologise to you and I apologise to anyone watching.
I'll bring him up. Don't worry about it. I'll bring him up.
What kind of movie? I feel a bit shit. I just feel a bit ill. I think it's either the weather or the fact that I'm still hungover from Saturday. So I'm not too sure which one it is. It's also half term, so the kids have drained me today, like mentally and physically.
Can we also point out, he says he's still hungover from Saturday. It is Tuesday as well.
Yeah, it was a good night though.
It was a really good night.
I had a good night. I fucking spent so much money. I don't want
to talk about it.
I checked my... The first thing I do, if I don't feel... Because when I woke up I didn't feel that bad. It's probably because I'm still half pissed. The first thing I do is I check, see how much I've spent. And I checked and I was like, fucking hell. And the worst thing is that I was home at like 2. It wasn't even that late. I thought it was later than that, but it wasn't even that late.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I only went to like 4 pubs. I don't even know what happened. I don't know what happened.
I can tell. I left you guys after feathers.
Yeah, I blame Josh.
Yeah, I blame Josh as well.
Anyway, this week, what we're going to talk to you about is Tottenham doing a double over United or triple. Nick has told me, but the first time since 89-90 season that they beat them twice in the league, home and away. Which is a long time ago. That's older than us, which is a long time ago.
Yeah.
Liverpool winning games despite not having a shot in the second half.
Yeah,
which is absolutely mental. Brighton getting their big ding dong out and wiping it all over Chelsea's face.
Yep.
And really smashing them back down to reality and watching
Midsummer.
A great touch. And Chelsea fans crying about it.
Obviously.
Arsenal's kids doing the business just about against Leicester. Everton looking like a proper team again.
Yeah. The Moisey effect.
Beto scoring goals. Do you know who had that down on their bingo card? Me. Look back. I'll find the clip of me saying Beto is the exact type of striker that Moyes would build. He'll get him scoring goals. Something along them lines. And he has. So Beto's going to be...
that was when he was announced, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure that you said that about Beto.
Yeah. Before it even started coming to fruition. I throw a lot of shit out there. Sometimes it sticks.
Yeah.
It's going to have to.
Some shit stinks.
And Man City absolutely demolishing Newcastle because Newcastle decided to play against City of last year and sit back even though City are as fragile as a butterfly's wings.
All right, interesting analogy.
It was a good one.
That was.
But so we're going to talk all about that. So
touch on some of the other games.
Yeah, we'll touch on some other games. Nick's got a little bit of an insight for you, an inside scoop, not inside source.
In the dugouts, is what I've called it.
We won't tell you where, but we'll look into whatever Nick's got planned for us, and we'll talk through a couple of games, not all the games because there's too many, and a lot of them were shit.
Yeah.
Was there any VAR disasters this weekend?
No.
I feel like there was.
There was one that went to VAR and got ruled out, and it was Enzo Hernandez.
Fernandez?
But
you just made up a name.
No, Enzo
Fernandez.
Fernandez. Yeah, sorry, Fernandez. From Chelsea's player. Yeah. His push on...
the header.
Yeah, which, I mean...
It's a bit 50-50. Yeah. So we won't talk about any VAR for once, unless we're wrong, and then correct us, please, in the comments.
Yeah.
But for now, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, ring the little bell,
ding-dong,
and leave us a comment telling us we are absolute lemons.
Or legends. Whichever you choose.
Yeah.
I prefer legends.
I quite like lemons.
I do like lemons.
Being a legend's overrated. If you're a legend, people expect you to do something. You're a lemon, no one really cares.
But you're sour.
That's definitely me. It's just like that.
But that was you Sunday, wasn't it?
Mate, honestly, I woke up and because Josh stayed here, I slept on a sofa as well. I woke up and I was like, I don't feel that bad, but I didn't feel hungover. Like I didn't feel like hazy. I'd had like 6 hours sleep.
Yeah.
So I was like, I feel all right. Took the boys to football, took Riley to football, and I was like, it's freezing cold, so I didn't feel that bad.
Anything because it's just so cold.
And then I got home, had a bath, and that was the worst decision I've ever had. I had the hottest bath ever. It made me feel like I was, you know how boxers have to lose, like shed weight?
Yeah.
It looked like I was cutting before a fight. That's what it felt like. That's the only
sweating.
I laid on the landing floor for like 20 minutes afterwards, bollock naked. So I was in a bad way, and it's all Nick's fault. But anyway, we'll start off at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and the art of humbling Manchester United, which Tottenham are now so adept.
No, inept means shit.
Yeah, adept to. I don't think that's a word. Anyway, Tottenham battered United 1-0. Battered them.
But it didn't matter. Tottenham. It was a 6-point relegation battle.
To be fair, United could have scored and probably should have scored.
They could have scored. They had
before we get on to the bad, which is obviously United losing again, let's just talk about James Maddison's celebration. I'm not sure what minute it was, but it was early on, so third, fourth minute.
I think it was like 11th, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was early.
It was early. I know it was early, yeah.
And instead of you've been injured or piss poor all season, as have Tottenham.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking bigger picture and going, right, so early on in the game, big fixture.
Get my head in it first.
Get the goal in, get the ball, go back to the centre circle. Rather than that, this numpty has decided to shush, which I tweeted about. I actually copied the tweet. I stole it. I'm not going to take credit for it.
Yeah.
Shushing a man who with 7 Premier League titles because he's told him he doesn't do enough in the big games, or he said he doesn't do enough in the big games. I'm talking about Roy Keane.
Yeah.
Roy Keane was slamming James Maddison, and he decided to get tapping. By the way, fair enough. You got to follow it. You can only score every goal counts the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
But why, for the life of me, the players nowadays, Tottenham had a poor season.
Yeah.
Poor season by their standard, by any fan standard. I would be pissed off at that if I was a Tottenham fan. They got the win, yeah, great. But the fact that he's celebrating an individual moment in a poor season just shows why, when we look back to what we said about James Maddison before Christmas, in that he's just not mentally good enough to play for a top 6 team.
Absolutely.
Look at this moment now, and if it wasn't rubber stamped before this, now it is, for me anyway.
No, I agree with you, to be fair.
It's
like
poor mentality. Because all you're looking for is one-upmanship. I'm me, I scored the goal. It's all about me. It's not about the team. It's not about what we're doing.
No, and I totally agree with you. The problem that I have with it is it's quite an immature thing to do. Like, play your game, play well.
Similar to when that Palace player scored in his debut.
Yeah, and then decided to knee side.
Yeah, it's not too different to that. No. Now, obviously, Tottenham are winning, but it's so early on in the game. A big game for them.
That's it. Do it at the end if you want. Like, if you've really got to do it at the end.
The camera's going to pan you got a winning goal. You don't know it's going to be the winning goal at that point. So it's
do it in the 80th minute when he came off.
And I'm not the celebration police. I'm really not. Celebrate. Go celebrate your fans. Give them a moment.
You should celebrate.
Yeah, but you're making it so
about you.
Yeah, and it's just
it's selfish.
It just winds me up.
Yeah,
it really grinds my gears.
Grinds your gears.
Grinds my gears.
We should do a segment on that. There's a lot of things that grind your gears.
We should actually, yeah. That's a good one. But Spurs win back-to-back games. Only the second time all season.
It's embarrassing, really.
Consistency at last.
No.
Starting to get a few players back, or just a bit lucky.
There's still 3. Is it 3 out of the 4 of their back line still wasn't there?
Van der Ven, Romero, both still missing. They've got a keeper back, which is a massive plus for him because he made a couple of good saves.
He did, to be fair.
They're missing their full-back. That's the third one. Their left-back.
Yeah.
But actually saying that, Jed Spence looked really good against United. But then that's because Diogo Dalot is absolute horseshit.
Yeah.
Even when he's playing on the right side, I take it back. He could play him wherever he wanted, and he's still shit. It doesn't matter if he's left or right back. He's poor. And I liked him a couple of years ago because he was young and looked.
I don't think I've ever liked him. To be fair. I've got my own stuff.
Okay, all right. Nick's come prepared.
I have actually. I wrote down
a changed man.
I am.
United's form since Amorim came in. 12 losses in 25 games. That's proper relegation vibes.
100%.
The worst record since the 73-74 season, which ironically was the last time Man United got relegated. Luckily for them, there's teams well worse than us, like West Ham. Well, worse than them, like West Ham. We're shit, mate. We are horse shit. And once again, we won't talk about West Ham because we lost again.
I've got some notes about West Ham.
Oh, great. But I did tell you Tottenham would beat United in my predictor last week.
Yeah, you did.
I had that down. That was on my bingo card as well.
No, I agree.
Now Nick's going to give us a little segment.
Yeah, so I've done a little bit of an in the dugout, should we call it.
You put on your Ruben Amorim coat.
I did.
Right.
And took it off very, very quickly because...
Not very good?
He's shit.
Go on. And what's led you to that conclusion apart from the fact they are shit?
So I was going to do a very small segment on this.
You can't do a small segment though.
But
Man United. Yeah.
So since... so just to take it back a little bit, since Ferguson left, there have been 5 permanent managers at United. Just to give a little history to this. Moyes,
Van Gaal, Mourinho, Ollie, Ten Hag.
Yeah.
And Amorim.
Yeah. That's 1.43 billion spent on transfers and 40 million on managers.
Right.
So
in bringing in second,
right. Yeah. And still no title.
Nowhere near it. Mourinho finished second, and he said at the time that's his greatest achievement in that team. And I remember everyone laughed and took the piss out of him about that. Yeah. But looking at it now, he did a good job.
So, doing a little bit of research, obviously, into Amorim, most people already know this, is that he plays a 3-4-3.
Yeah.
Or 3-4-2-1, technically. And if you've watched his press conferences, he will live and die on that hill. He will not change. Now, my big issue with this, and one of the reasons that I conclude that he is actually not a good manager, is the fact that he is not adaptable. You have come to a league where if you can't change the way things are going in a game, before a game, when you see a poor run, you shouldn't be managing that team.
But just to counteract that...
Please do, because I want a little bit of back and forth on this.
Does this not just go back into like what Ten Hag done? It's most recent one that to pull comparisons on, because he had a very distinctive style of play, which he abandoned when he realised that the players weren't capable of playing it. So he knelt and bent and contorted to fit the players into a system that got results, which they did. That then led to the massive fallout with Ronaldo, Rashford, obviously, Sancho. There's a plethora of players that fell victim to this, but were still playing at times when they shouldn't be, like Rashford. So I counter what you're saying to be like, do you not? United board picked Amorim for his very distinctive style of play. They picked him for this. That's why City were too to go for him after Pep. So I wouldn't say that he's enabled to deviate from his plan. We haven't seen it, so I can't really back that up. I didn't watch Sporting Lisbon, and anyone that did is a fucking liar. I watched them once, and that was when they beat Man City, when he was already appointed Man United manager.
Yeah,
and that's like 90% of us.
Unless you're in Portugal, in Portuguese, you can not watch it.
But I hear what you're saying, but as a point of difference, is that not what every other manager's doing?
Yes, but what I think a lot of people are failing to understand is that he doesn't have the players
to play his system.
Okay, that's fine. You have a system, you believe in your system, you know it works. All right, it worked at Sporting. Difference, you're coming into a new team
halfway through a season
where you don't have that and you don't have the capability to get more. You had January, but you've also got Glazers as your owners.
Yeah, no, I get that. Maybe it was more like he should have done something closer to what Arteta did in his first season, which is he knew who he didn't want, knew who he did want, ground out the season. Yeah. Ironically, that's the only title they won under Arteta, but it was probably one of their worst seasons. Yeah. In terms of football. So maybe, just to play devil's advocate for myself, Could have been worth just getting through the season.
Just grind out results. Whether
it's so hard. It's difficult because
there's no attacking mentality.
Go on, carry on anyway. I'm keeping interrupting.
No, you're fine. This is what I want a bit of back and forth, and I'd like to hear what United fans want about this.
United fans won't talk about this because they hate anyone talking about United apart from United fans.
Okay, well they need to understand that
they laughing stock. What?
Yeah, you're going to be playing me. Well, not me. You're going to be playing Watford next season in the Championship. Just understand that.
Next time for Watford.
Yeah.
Go on, carry on.
So obviously play a little bit more devil's advocate with what you were saying about Ten Hag.
Yep.
Now, obviously, one thing about Ten Hag, you pointed out, and some people agreed, some people didn't. Ten Hag got results. He got points.
Well, you knew how to get points. It wasn't pretty. It was pretty much. It's like David Moyes.
Yeah, it's not pretty, but you're going to get points. And the one thing you need to stay in the Premier League is points. So I've got some stats of the most recent managers, including an interim. Mm-hmm. So this is points won after first 14 Premier League games in charge.
Have you got in order to make it easier on my brain?
Yeah. So most after 14 games is Ollie.
Yeah, because he went on that mad run.
35 points after 14 games. Okay. Ten Hag, 26.
Yep.
So I mean, even that's quite a difference. But Ollie had a good run.
35 to 26.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ollie won this first 10, didn't he? Or something?
Yeah. He went on that.
Stupid. And that's going to be his interim time as well before he got made permanent, where they went on a mad run.
Ranić.
Ranić's that high?
26.
Wow.
Same as Ten Hag. Van Gaal, 25. Moyes, 22. Yeah. Mourinho, 21.
Wow.
Amorim, 14.
14 points from 14 games.
That is 21 points difference between the top and bottom.
Funny. It's not funny at all. Actually, no, it is funny.
What's going to be funny from this is the backlash that we probably will get from this.
Why?
Because from United fans.
Why though?
Because they're going to turn around and be like, yeah, but he's got the worst team out of all of them. I'm sorry.
I've said this before. I don't think you do.
He doesn't have the worst team. He has talent in that team. Yeah. His problem is the talent is not in the positions he's trying to play him in. Also, I can't see him being a very big motivational manager.
I think he's more of an iron fist type of ruler.
I agree. And he's got young starlets in there that they need someone to motivate him. Because I imagine that he probably tore Garnacho a new one after the amount of shots he missed.
What, on the weekend?
Yeah. But the problem that I have with that is I can't see Garnacho being a player that is going to respond well to that.
Well, he's not the problem. It's not so much a problem yet, but Garnacho is on the cusp of being like a future star.
Yeah.
Like he's really close. Same as Mainu. There's a couple of players like that. And he's already tasted the stardom in the things that he's won. Like he's played for Argentina.
Yeah.
He's got a Puskas award. He's got numerous goal of the months. He's been United's most crucial attacking player consistently.
Yep.
Apart from this season for the last couple. And it's now a point where they nearly sold him in January for like 45, 50 million to another Premier League club.
Yeah.
So for Garnacho, why would he care? He knows that he can play at the top level for any club. It doesn't matter. He's not a United fan. Like United fans are going to hate hearing that, but he's not.
No,
he's not a Man United fan. Kobe Mainoo, I don't think is a Man United fan either.
I think probably the only one that in there that is or used to be would have been Harry Maguire. The only reason I don't think he is now is because of the amount of abuse.
He's still their best fucking centre back.
I know.
Like he actually is their best centre back. I think they've wasted a lot of money. Their problems are a lot deeper than just Amorim, but you got any more for us?
So I'll give you just the last couple of things. So,
so thirsty.
8th. So in the table, in the Premier League table, 8th is the lowest United have ever finished.
That was under Moyes, right?
No, under Ten Hag.
Was it?
Yeah.
So why did Man United fans hate Moyes so much?
I
think
didn't
last season, did he actually?
No, but that's the lowest they've ever been since the Premier League began. So 91-92.
United fans would take 8th now in a heartbeat.
100%. And then since 89-90,
1889.
At 90. Sorry, I've written this the wrong way around. Since 1989-90 season.
Yeah, that's it. I had that season, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That was the last time that they finished bottom half of the table.
Really?
So below 10. The next 5 games for Amorim.
Yep.
Maybe. United's manager, whoever that may be.
For you guys at the end.
Yeah. Is Everton away? I can't see him winning that.
I can't see him winning that either.
Ipswich at home?
I'll win that.
Maybe. Fulham at home? But that's an FA Cup though. That's not Premier League. Arsenal at home?
No.
They're not winning that. And then Leicester away. Leicester, I can see him winning that.
It's a couple of relegation 6 pointers there, Ipswich, Leicester.
That's the thing.
Genuinely, as a West Ham fan, if Ipswich goes to Man United and get something, I'm going to start worrying. I know there's still like 10 points in it.
Yeah.
9 points now, but
Still, that's not like... and realistically, I can't see if he doesn't change anything, I think he'll struggle to win some of those games.
Yeah, but we say that all the time. Like, I can't see. I've said it before when we was in real bad form. I can't see our next 3 points.
Yeah,
and then it always comes at.
Of course, it'll always come, and it is United. They have got talent, and sometimes just
to cut him a little bit of slack. He has got like no centre midfielders at the minute. On Saturday or Sunday, whenever the game was, they were missing Mainu, Collier, Ugarte, and Ericsson. So Casemiro had to play. They had one senior player on the bench in Lindelof.
And I get that.
Then how have you got into that position as Manchester United? Like, how's that happened?
Yeah, and what about the
2 players go in January?
What about the other games?
Yeah, but the 2 players go in January.
Yeah,
and you not replace them.
No,
and you missed out on.
That is what United fans will come back at. Yeah, but we've got injuries. Yeah. Okay, so did Spurs.
Yeah.
Spurs. How are you not scoring against Spurs' makeshift back line?
Yeah. Like Matisse Tell looked really good. And as a player that United, I don't know if they turned down the opportunity or missed out. I'm not too sure how it worked. But rumours were that Matisse Tell had turned down Tottenham to go to United. And all of a sudden he's rocked up at Tottenham. So there's something obviously that we don't know about as the fans.
There's some sort of backstory to that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a strange one. But United definitely a one to watch. And I think his fortunes and performances need to turn around quickly. Because it could be a double sacking for United in one season. Like I wouldn't put that against
the green
possibilities.
Yeah,
against the possibilities of it.
How realistically, last bit, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
How long will United fans take? Because I've seen on Twitter there are half of them that are looking at.
Half of them want straight away. But the problem at United is that there is no fan power really.
No, so I'm not saying that, but how long before people do just turn around and go, he should be gone? Or how long do you think it will be before he goes? If things don't turn around...
Like you say, there's a large population of United fans already saying that.
Yeah. But I mean, for you, how long would you say that United will give him? If he carries on... If you were an owner, for example. How much longer would you give him?
I wouldn't have got rid of Ten Hag, personally. I said this before.
Yeah,
all the way to the end of the season.
Yeah, this is very true.
And probably got Amorim in. He would have been my choice.
From the summer, so that you can invest in.
It's all hindsight and guesses, but in all honesty, you got to give him at least. You got to give him, if he goes out the FA Cup, goes out Europa League, he'd be gone.
Yeah, because you've got nothing to play for.
Like the Premier League's done, but the problem with that is like you can accept that and you can swallow your pill if you're a United fan, if you know that there's a potential there. There's a potential there for a trophy still.
Yep.
And the issue that they have is that the performances aren't there. So there's no performances of any sort of stature in the Premier League apart from the draw against Liverpool and then beating Arsenal in the FA Cup.
And City again.
Oh yeah. Which the two lights of the Arsenal-Liverpool game, I think they were quite lucky, especially the Arsenal game with 10 men.
Yep.
There's no real performances that go, they look good. There were times under all the managers that you said before, there was periods of time, performances that were put in that you were like, United could be a real team here.
That's talent coming towards you.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing it. So
all I'm seeing is a drop off, like a massive drop off.
It's not getting any better. So like I said, if they go out to Fulham in the FA Cup, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Equally, if they go out the Europa League, I don't think they're going to win either of them.
I don't think, but at least if they go to a certain point, if they make it to a final or semi. It might buy him a little bit of time, but
it's like a what's the word? Fugazi. it's like a facade. It's not real. Like if you get to a final or a semi-final, it covers over the cracks. It's not.
Yeah. You haven't won anything. You've just got far.
It's a fallacy. Like, we got to the final though, or we've got a final to look forward to. Whichever way you spin it, it is just that. It's spin. It's not.
If you were down and being relegated, but you got to an FA Cup final, that doesn't really help anything.
You're going to be in Europe in the Championship playing Watford on a Tuesday, and playing Watford on a Saturday, and then you're going to be playing Real Madrid on a Tuesday. Liverpool's strange but effective title charge, like I alluded to in the
introduction.
Yeah.
Didn't
have a single shot in the second half versus Wolves. No shots at Anfield for an entire 45 minutes. Jurgen Klopp would be absolutely spitting feathers if they hadn't won that game. To be fair, so would Arne Slot. And Wolves fans will feel probably aggrieved.
They had some good chances in the second half. Like
Matthias Cunha is just unreal at the minute. Like everything
that
good.
Goal.
Yeah. Everything good at Wolves. He has a part to play in it. Yeah. He will 100% go in the summer, and Wolves are proper. I don't know why I didn't say it, but they are screwed because they have got nothing apart from
without him.
Yeah, I like their keeper, to be fair. I like Jose Sarr. But 30 wins in 40 games across all competitions. Yeah. That is the highest win percentage in Europe of any other team in Europe. That is
madness.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And they are starting to slip and slide a little bit. But
there are a couple of results that you're thinking, even that Wolves result.
The Plymouth game.
Yeah.
Then they draw last minute to Everton. Mm-hmm. Then they were rocky against Wolves.
Yeah, that last
sort of saw it through.
Last 30 minutes they were holding on.
I don't know who they've got next, but I know they've got difficult fixtures coming up. So next coming weeks
could be an interesting one.
Could be massive. We alluded to it last week, but Salah 37 goals, goal contributions in 25 games.
He's an unreal player.
He's a cheat code.
Ballon d'Or, mate.
Ballon d'Or.
One thing about that though, obviously he scored a penalty.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. No, I'm not disrespecting Salah. Okay. It was a good penalty. What? I'm disrespecting the penalty. I understand why it was a penalty. I get it. It just feels really soft.
There's so many of them.
I know. And it was a pen, so I can't sit here and say it wasn't. But although he's running, the keeper has gone for the ball. It's not like he's tried to grab his ankles or anything like that. And from the looks of it, when it's slowed down, it looks like he's just stroked his legs.
It's the tiniest touches.
He's going to go down for it. Of course he is.
Well, you see it all the time. Like, that's not going to make you fall over, is it? Yeah, but if it's easier to go down and try and get the ball, why wouldn't I?
But do you know what makes that worse? Is Jota's dive.
I think it's his former team as well.
Yeah, just Tom Daly-esque. That was embarrassing.
Do you know any other divers?
I actually don't.
So Jason Statham was an Olympic diver for Great Britain before he was an actor.
I did know that, actually.
Look it up. In fact, I'm going to insert it.
Yeah.
Because he looks exactly the same, just with a little bit more hair.
That man has got a fucking body on him as well. I'm sorry, but
not then he didn't. It was just like a normal body.
Yeah, it just looked like a skinny little rat.
But yeah, now he's on steroids.
Wow.
He couldn't do it then.
Yeah.
But that's a fun fact for you. There's always one. That's your Easter egg for the week.
There you go. That was about it, really. There's nothing really.
Wolves will feel aggrieved. Yeah. And to be honest, Arne Slot's probably feeling a little bit
lucky.
Yeah. Blessed that he got through that game. But there are a couple of banana skins for Liverpool.
Yeah. Everton being one of them.
Yeah. Well,
Everton came round.
Everyone at the minute.
Yeah. Everton have just changed around.
He's going to be Golden Boot winner next year.
You reckon?
I told you next year.
Do you reckon he'll go somewhere else? No.
Do you
reckon he'll stay there?
Well, after scoring 3 goals? No one wants him. Calvert-Lewin will be gone because he's not going to sign a new deal, I don't think.
No, not like Beta scoring.
And I think he wants to go. I think he's
getting on though, isn't he?
I think he's 30 this year. He's not that old.
Is he? I feel like he's been around forever.
He made his debut when Moyes was there the first time. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong there, so forgive me if I am. But I'm pretty sure he's around the time Moyes was still there. Right. But this isn't a Moyes old club because there are a few of them in the Premier League now. But like I said earlier, Chelsea. What is Chelsea?
What's happened?
Brighton, big dicks all over their face. And the juicy bit at the end as well.
It was Mitoma's juicy big dick.
Do you reckon? I'm not taking anything away from him, but you know when you have a touch that's better than what you was expecting.
Yeah.
That's got to be there because he almost catches it like mid-flight.
Yeah, he's up, isn't he? He's jumped.
Yeah, gone. When you first see it, it looks. I thought he touched it and hit the defender, and it just falls nicely. And then when the camera turns, you see him from the front. He's like, no, he's just unbelievable, and he's done. Chalobah all ends up and then
catches it, does him, scores.
Yeah,
I reckon
it's goal of the season contender apparently.
Well, all right. I
think there's been better goals.
There's been better goals. I mean, it was good. I'm not taking that away from him.
It was an assist from the goalkeeper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just
Brighton's Edison, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll talk about Edison's assist in a minute. But 3-0, and to be honest, it could have been more. It was Friday night, wasn't it? It's Friday night football. It was Brighton attack after attack. So Ursula has sort of answered my question for me that I posed a few weeks ago with 2 very good wins.
Yep.
But that's just Brighton, isn't it?
Yeah, Brighton will do that. Brighton are a proper banana skin for anyone.
It depends which Brighton turn up.
Exactly that. But I'm going to be honest, I feel like Chelsea have really... I mean, the form's just gone since...
Kunku started up front. I think their form's coincided with Jackson falling off and Palmer being slightly out of
what's happening with Palmer?
I think he's playing for an injury. I'm not too sure.
Do you reckon he's just being sort of like, you've got to play sort of thing?
It's similar to like Saka a few years ago because he's played so much. It's almost like burnout.
It's like fatigue, too soon.
Like, he's still quite young, Palmer. He's only like 21, 22. Like, he's still a young man that needs a rest. And he's
dumb as fuck.
Yeah, fucking so stupid. Oh, I heard something pop, but I'm not too sure what it was.
That's
like, I can't do it. We got to do it in a Manc accent, but I can't.
I can't do that.
Can't do that.
I'm not doing that.
I'm too full. Went out for dinner, so
no
accents today. Yeah. But Chelsea had 0 shots on target. That is 0 with a big Z. That is dreadful.
Yeah.
And now they're falling off a little bit, but Brighton's Minter, first ever brace in English football.
Yep.
And he's looking very good at the minute. So he was at Newcastle. They bought him from Newcastle. He was on loan in Spain, I think, last year.
Yeah.
And Newcastle made like a £20 million profit without ever playing him. It's one of those FFP players that win. One of those fishy ones win in the summer, but. He was tipped to be a very good player for Brighton this year, and he's starting to really show it. Him and Matoma out wide, João Pedro, who is actually flattering to deceive them, and he's not playing too well.
No, he's fallen off a little bit. But he's in number 9 anyway. He's not.
He plays just behind.
Yeah.
Well, I think he wants to play. So the way that if you fucking words. If he was to play a 4-2-3-1, I think he'd want to play directly behind the number 9 and like a 10. But if Welbeck isn't playing, he's pushed through the middle, and Ruta is played behind, or vice versa.
I think he's a much better player carrying the ball and shooting.
Freedom. He wants to play where Bruno Fernandes wants to play, which is
he's like a Foden.
Yeah, to drift in or off the wings or do whatever he wants. Yeah, but I do really like João Pedro. To be fair, I like a lot of Brighton's team. This is what I was saying to you a few weeks ago. The team is very good. Like a few years ago, I can't remember who the manager was. I'm not going to say it was Graham Potter, but around about the time of Graham Potter, so it could have been De Zerbi. I was looking at their players and I was like, I don't know who any of these fucking people are.
No,
they're wicked.
But they're doing bits.
But now you look at them, like we all rate Belieber.
Yeah.
We all rate
Matoma,
and Minter's doing well. Danny Welbeck's pulling up trees. Verbruggen's a very good goalkeeper. Tarek Lamptey's a good fullback. They've got decent, well-polished centre-backs that know their job in Lewis Duncan Webster. Plus they've got players in and around to come and fill in. Matt O'Reilly, who they signed from Celtic, very good technical player.
Yep.
And they've got a good squad.
They've got promise in there. They've got stardom in there. Yeah. It's just about trying to keep those players, though. Yeah. Because that's what keeps happening.
Well, saying that, they make good profits on the players, so they don't really necessarily have to keep them if they just have to turn a profit with them all, like they keep doing.
Yeah, but that's good, but you're not going to challenge anything if you keep selling your best players, are you?
Brighton are happy not to. They are a selling club.
Yeah, but do you think Brighton fans want to
I think they're fine.
They're just mediocre team.
Well, eventually they'll get a cup run, and they're happy with that. They'll get Europe. They're happy with that. Like it's a small town club outside of London. On the coast.
I get what you're saying.
Who goes to Brighton games? I've never seen anyone wear a Brighton shirt.
I've never seen anyone wear a Brighton shirt, actually.
What do you reckon? Is it tourists?
I reckon so.
I know West Ham, but London Stadium's full of tourists.
Yeah,
Chinese people, because no fucker can afford to go.
Exactly why.
But Chelsea spent over £1 billion in transfers and still have fewer goals this season than Erling Haaland had last year. Man City.
4-0.
4-0. Who saw that coming? I definitely didn't.
I didn't. I thought that was going to be a boring draw.
I fancied Newcastle to do something, but they laid down.
Mm-hmm.
It was so frustrating. They just rolled over.
Just let them have it.
And it was was I listening to it on TalkSport? Was it on Saturday?
Yeah, it's one of the 3 o'clocks.
Yeah, because I was listening to driving back from football because our game was called off, and the commentators were saying that City were just on the front foot and
the whole time,
and Newcastle just allowing it. They weren't pressing them back. They weren't doing really anything.
They were trying to
they gave him too much
bus, basically.
I think they gave him too much respect. They didn't. They treated it like a free hit, whereas Newcastle are in a position now.
It's a free hit.
It's not a free hit. You can go and beat Man City at City. You can go beat Liverpool at Liverpool. I mean, you'd have to have a very good game and then be slightly off. But you can give anyone a game. You proved that against Arsenal over 2 legs in the Carabao Cup. So if I was a Newcastle fan, I'd be pretty pissed off with how the performance, not just the scoreline, but how the game,
the entirety of it, not just result.
Yeah, like sometimes scorelines can be deceiving.
Oh yeah.
But this one I don't think was. I think it's 4 and it was deservedly 4. But
Mamouche's big dick just swinging.
Yeah, another hat trick. That's 13 for the season.
Yeah,
said to you a couple of weeks ago, Mamouche looks like a very good player.
Yeah,
got his hat trick. That was his first goal, so he's just the second player ever to score his first 3 Premier League goals as a hat trick. I don't know who the other one was, but I'm going to guess and say it was Paul Dickov.
Excuse me,
Paul Dickov. Do you know Paul lad? He was a striker. Paul Dickov's a real player. He's got a dirty mind. Told you he doesn't like football. But Edison, more Premier League assists 6 than half of Man United's midfield. Why are you still laughing? That's his name. Look. Paul Dickov. Look, I'll show you guys as well. Okay, Google.
No, don't ask it.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Paul Dickov. Look, here's the real player. Look.
Oh,
look, Paul Dickov. Someone must remember him.
Oh,
play up front for like Blackburn, City, and about 12 other teams. Stop being a child. Let me list that. Edison with 6 assists. Is that this season? 6 Premier Leagues.
Yeah.
Is that this season?
Yeah, because every time they've scored a goal has been,
and that's more than half of United's midfield. That's more than West Ham's midfield as well. United is just a reference everyone likes laughing at, but that's more than Bruno Fernandes, I think.
Yeah. It's embarrassing for Bruno, isn't it, really?
It is.
Imagine a goalkeeper getting more assists than you.
He's got a very good kick, though.
What, Edison?
Yeah.
He holds the world record.
It says assist. This one from Mamouche, right? It was a great ball, but he just lumped it upfield and the defenders missed it. Like, Kieran Trippier's a fool. It wasn't a good pass. It was literally straight down the middle. Mamouche just run across him and left it and then got it on the other side. I don't really know what was happening there. If Sven Botman was on, where he was meant to play at centre-back, he was injured again or they rested him, I can't remember. Yeah. He heads that.
Yeah, well, Trippier's only 4'2".
Yeah, and he's a 4. I don't know why he was even there, to be honest. I don't know why he was central.
No.
Sorry. Keep me up. I'm not sleeping well at the minute.
You're not?
Nah.
You're a United fan, secretly.
I don't know what
keeping
it is,
you up at night.
Being a West Ham fan does that.
Yeah, that's fair.
If I was going to pick another team, it wouldn't be another shit team. But quick fire takes.
Go on.
Chaos everywhere.
Yep.
Everton's Moyes' era revival. Unbeaten in 5.
Yep.
Beto's actually scoring. Who other than me, because I did see it come in, saw it coming.
I reckon some Everton fans might have seen it coming.
Fucking no, they didn't. They hated him. He was a donkey. He was a donkey. No Everton fans.
Do you know what? I love it when this sort of thing happens, though.
Why?
Because I love players turning things around.
But Beto, to be fair, I'm basing this purely off a Football Manager. He's really good at it. Yeah. He's not anymore. In the latest updates, he's now shit, which is more reflective of how he actually is. But before he went to Everton, if you signed him, he was
fire.
Yeah, he was. He scored every week.
Nice.
This is the only bit about West Ham. Brentford winning back-to-back away derbies after losing 7 straight. London's weirdest team.
They are.
Because at the beginning of the season, their home form was really good and their away form was dog shit. Now they've sort of turned it around. Like, their home form isn't bad by all means, but it's not as good. And they're winning quite a few away games. and the consistency's there. But there's a stat to beef up any footballer. So you see it when somebody's man of the match. It'll be 5 weird things in the bottom, like right of the screen.
Kilometres covered and things like that.
First. You're like, oh, that looks really good. But what it actually is like shots from outside the box, backwards passes, first touch controls, or something bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Mohamed Kudus also is the highest for balls given away in the final third, highest chances missed at West Ham this season, most times balls given away, and dribble fails.
Put those first in the
so
bottom
put
corner.
them up. So stop trying to big him up because he looks okay and he's dynamic on the ball. He gives it away all the time. And in crucial areas, like there was one moment in, I don't know if it was the first or second half against Brentford, where he could have switched it. He could have played out. He was under pressure by 2 people. He tried turning on the edge of our box and just gave away and stopped. I was just like, get him off. Arsenal cruising past Leicester, even without Saka, Jesus or Martinelli, and they didn't cruise. I don't know why I put cruise in, because they're not.
Well, Leicester actually looked pretty good first half.
Yeah. And they've created a couple of good chances, even at 1-0.
Ranieri.
Yeah, all their academy kids could probably challenge for Europe on their own.
Yeah, they did pretty well.
But then saying that,
it was against Leicester.
Yeah. You didn't say that, but yeah, it was against Leicester. Ipswich Villa, I had this down as a draw. That was on my bingo card as well.
I was actually quite surprised with Ipswich to get a draw out of that. Because Ipswich are poor.
What? I know we're down to 10 men.
Yeah, I know. Because they went 1-0 up after being down to 10 men.
Yeah, throwing away another lead.
Yeah.
Some traditions never die.
One thing that looked quite good was Rashford looked alright.
Looked very good.
So I was starting to think, like, is he going to come back? I know, because like we've said already, well, not to slam Rashford, I'll let him have his moment. He looked very good. But is he going to stay like that?
Here's the caveat.
Go on.
If you watch that game back, how much of it came down his side? Everything was coming to him. They have players across their front line that can do what Rashford was doing. Yeah. At United over the last couple of years, they've wanted him to do this, so it's constantly come down there to him.
So he's always under pressure to perform.
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword. Like, you're negating your threats elsewhere because you're trying so hard to get him on the ball. And yes, he was on fire. He looked really good. Looked really hungry.
That free kick as well.
Yeah, looked really good to see. But I wonder, 1, will it last? Yeah. And 2, who are the sacrificial lambs that are not getting those passes because you're constantly looking down your left for Rashford.
Yeah, I mean, this is very true. And that's what I was going to say, actually. Like, how long do you think it will last? Do you think this will be him for the rest of the season?
I think he needs a goal soon. Because he'll get a goal soon.
He came close as well.
Yeah, he's a good player. The reason I say he needs a goal soon is not because anything to do with Rashford specifically. It's just strikers in general. If you're working really, really hard and
getting no result,
you're not even an assist. To be fair, an assist would do it.
The Watkins one doesn't really count, does it?
Because it's a rebound.
Yeah.
Did you see when he got his move to? I was going to talk about this in a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. When he got his move announced on Twitter, Jadon Sancho commented "freedom."
Oh.
What is it?
Sancho loves doing that. I feel like he's everywhere on Instagram.
He's a fucking idiot. Like, it's the same as James Maddison. Grow up. Like, you should be thankful you had the chance to play for one of the biggest clubs in England, and you're currently somehow still at one of the biggest clubs in England, even though you're not producing the numbers that you should be, or anyone expected you to be. Yeah. Like, I'm really starting to get pissed off with Sancho now. Like, he's so irrelevant, but he's constantly shoved down our throats. Like, he shouldn't be starting for Chelsea. He shouldn't be. He's not done enough for me. He's the same as like Sterling now. The only difference is Sterling has previous and history to back it up. So yeah, when he's starting for Arsenal in the injury crisis, I get it. At least he's had moments in his career where he was very, very good and performing at the highest level.
That Euros and
World
Cup 2018.
There was a couple of tournaments where he was England's biggest threat.
Yeah.
Sancho's done nothing apart from a couple of good seasons at Dortmund. Just stay in your box. Concentrate on your football.
Maybe that'll help him. He just focused on himself and just...
Forest lost to Fulham. I think I actually had that down as a draw. Chris Wood scored again.
Yeah.
Hard place to go, but Forest's next couple of games are quite tricky, so I would expect a little bit of a drop-off.
Fulham are a good team.
But they're very hit and miss.
Like, there's not a lot of consistency.
Yeah, you don't know what Fulham team you're going to get. Bournemouth look good for top four, mate. Their form is unreal.
Yeah, I mean, they were playing Southampton, though, so...
Could you imagine? I heard somewhere that their stadium isn't capable of holding Champions League games. I don't know if it's bullshit or not.
What, Bournemouth?
Yeah, so
that doesn't surprise me.
They have to play the Champions League games at Southampton, which is the South Coast derby. Did you see AC Milan have gone out to the Champions League final?
No.
Yeah, drew 1-1 today. Celtic Bayern Munich still drawing.
Still 0-0.
Yeah, I'll watch that after this. Weekend fixtures before we do a wrap up.
Go on.
Everton United.
I reckon Everton are going to win that. I reckon it's going to be like a 2-0.
Yeah, I reckon Everton as well. Bournemouth Wolves. Fuck me. We've got Arsenal away.
I'm going to say Bournemouth 1-0. Yeah.
I say Bournemouth as well. Arsenal, West Ham, Arsenal. Fulham Palace. That's a good game.
Oh, yeah. That could go either way. I'm going to go 1-1 draw.
Fulham. Ipswich Spurs.
Ipswich.
8-0.
8-0.
I'm going to draw. Southampton Brighton. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say Southampton will beat them.
You reckon?
No, I don't, but...
Oh, right. Just to be... Because if it's right, you can clip it and be like, I told you.
Villa Chelsea.
Villa.
Draw.
2-1.
Newcastle Forest on a Sunday. Oh, Sunday games are wicked.
Forest. 1-0.
At Newcastle.
Mm-hmm. Newcastle wank, mate.
I'm going to go 2-0 Newcastle. And then City Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool 4-0.
I think City are going to turn up. I think they're going to beat them.
I hope so. It just makes the title race.
To win the league, though, mate.
Yeah, but I don't think Arsenal are going to win it. But I'd like the title race to be a little.
Luton Sunday.
Yeah, I know, mate.
12 o'clock kickoff.
I was going to talk to you about the derby as well.
What?
The M1 derby, mate. That's what
no one really
that's what I'm
knows
going to do on my Sunday,
about.
mate.
I'm working Sunday night, so not for me, mate.
I'm going to go down and start scrapping the Luton fans.
Start scrapping.
In my North Face. Is it North Face? No, Stone Island, isn't it?
No, Stone Island.
Near Stone Island.
Get your Stony on. Get on the plane. Anyway, that's a wrap for this week, people.
Yeah.
But before you go, do us a favour. Hit the subscribe button. Ring the bell. Like, comment, and all that jazz. And turn on notifications.
Yeah, boy. In a couple of weeks, I won't be here because I'm away. So you might have to do this on your own. Got some bad news.
Yeah.
Bad news. I don't want to tell you this. I'm going Malaga.
Oh, God.
Might go down by my bay, you know.
God. So I'm going to do one of my own. And Nick's pretending he's 22 again. But I've got some questions for you. This is what I want to see in the comments below. Will United sack Cameron before the end of the season? You can answer now as well. Are Tottenham actually good, or is this just a bit of a lucky streak?
A lucky streak.
And is Omar Mamouche the second coming of Erling Haaland, or am I just trying to get people to comment down below? Either way, do so. Please like and subscribe. See you next week. Peace.
What's he wearing? Yeah.
Cowboy boots and a vest. Apparently he was in a gay club in the 80s. Didn't know that.